to the Laugh and Music Monkey Show. Teva and John McEuen. John, welcome to the show. I'm glad you could do this. I'm a longtime lover
Hi.
of your playing. Um, People that don't know, John is probably one of the utmost banjo, but he's a fantastic guitar player. Just he's 11,000 shows. Is that accurate?
About 10, I did about 10,000 with the Dirt Band and another couple thousand on my own, actually, solo. I've worked solo well, before I got in the group, which was 1966. I was doing some solo performing, and all through the the, the band's run, starting in 1977. I started playing more solo dates, taking my banjo, guitar, mandolin, and fiddle out and playing notes that I couldn't play during the Dirt Band set. You know, I want to play this song. I want to play this song.
Right.
And unfortunately, with a band, you can get outvoted, and I would get outvoted often.
Was early on was a thing you were not playing with the band doing solo stuff? Did the band care if you were playing solo? Because some
No,
bands used to
I,
care
I,
back in the day.
I didn't care if they cared, so I don't know.
I like that. That's awesome. You know, because
And
remember back then, if you went solo or played with somebody else, it was the end of the world for a lot of artists back then.
no, not really. My brother was managing the group,
Mhm.
producing the records. I was road managing. When the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band started in 1966, we had our first hit in February of 1967. It was a minor hit, Fly For Me the Rain. And that put us on the road. And I was the only one old enough to be able to rent a car. So I became the road manager, which was fine. I took the job, I took that responsibility fine. I'd taken geography in high school. I could put it to some use. And I loved looking at maps. And I'd book us hotels and drive from town A to B and then the third town and then fly somewhere from there. And yeah, I was road managing a zoo. Uh,
Was it a, a bigger challenge back then, or do you think as time go on and the band got bigger and you had more people involved helping you out, did it
I
change at
didn't
all
have
the dynamic?
anybody, I didn't have anyone helping me out for about five
Oh,
years, maybe six. And then I hired a guy to be a roadie, maybe 3 or 4 years. And then 5 or 6 years into it, Gary, would you road manage this? Here, you take over my job. Uh, uh, that's and he was road managing, and I was driving the truck with him, and it was I had to fire him because he did too much cocaine. And I mean, he didn't show up for a job once. We played Phoenix one night. The next night was L.A.
yeah.
He didn't show up. He wasn't. Where is he? I called the hotel like 5 times. I said, okay, well, go to his room and knock on the door. I know he's in there. And he was.
Oh, and he
I'm
was messed
sorry.
up, huh?
I got off the track really quick there, but
No, no, that's good.
that put us put me back to road managing. And anyway, I did that for 10 or 12 years. And while I was playing in the group, it wasn't like a bad thing. It was a fun thing. So
Well, that's good.
some of it was fun. It was fun ordering Jimmy Fadden and Jeff Hanna around. Get in the car. We're leaving at 7. We're leaving at 5:30 a.m. I'm talking.
Oh,
If
yeah,
we're in a
you got to be
hotel.
that guy, right? That gets up early and charge everybody. That's the rough part
And
for
I
some
would
people, getting up
leave,
early.
you know, and anyway. But along the path, we learned songs. We made records. My brother managed and made a record deal with United Artists in 1969 that
Mhm.
generated 5 albums. One of them was Uncle Charlie and his dog Teddy. That was our fifth album, the first album that had a hit on it. And then it had another hit on it. Then it had 3 hits on it. We were styling. Yeah.
Back then, yeah. That's a lot. Even nowadays, I first got introduced to your music by my dad had a lot of your cassettes in his truck. So I was always before I even knew the name of the band, I was just listening to you.
You know what's
So
weird is Mr. Bojangles is 56 years old now. 56 years old. Ah,
that's older than me. It's a year older than me. That's crazy.
yeah.
That is
What,
crazy.
70? Well, wait a minute. 1970, you could say it was out 80, 90, 54 years old. That was a little off.
It's all right. What's really interesting is to me is when someone who's had as much experience as you and gone through so many different with touring and then in the music industry and so you've had experienced so many different things. Well, the first thing I want to say is at some point, have you ever you got to be very comfortable on stage like now. There's no you don't get nervous at some point. Did you get past stage fright or like a comfort level at any point? I know some people just never get past it.
There's always stage fright for me. I mean, it's always like just before I'm going on, I go, oh, what am I going to start with? Oh, not that again. Okay, I'll start with that. Oh, what's my second thing? And I only know three songs. You know, it's what it seems like. Well, I know this one. Yeah, and that was good. Because I try and do it different. You know, I don't like to play the
Yeah,
same set every night because the audience is changing.
right.
I stay in the same format. I play Americana, bluegrass, country music, folky stuff of my own and other people's. I like to mix it up a little bit.
Are there songs you have to play that you feel like you have to play that people come to see? Are
Well, you
people expecting songs of you that you
know,
feel you have to do?
songs I get to play. That's the way I
Yeah,
look at it. I'm
that's fair.
so lucky to have Mr. Bojangle and some of Shelley's Blues and House of Pooh Corner and Long Hard Road. These are some of the songs I play are my favorite songs from the Dirt Band. I don't do Fishing in the Dark. I might start this year though, because the Dirt Band's quitting. But
Yeah.
I don't want to do Fishing in the Dark. But um, I've got 50 years of music I can draw from. Oh,
Are you
isn't
spontaneous
that
on your
weird?
sked? It's crazy that amount. The amount of music you have is insane to pick from.
Pardon?
The amount of music you have to choose from is
Oh,
so overwhelming. Do you choose a new set list on the spot, or are you just kind of doing it the night before, like writing up a list before the show, how you
oh,
feel?
I don't write up a list necessarily. I'll tell Les. Les Thompson's a guy that called me in
Hmm.
1966. He said, "Hey, you want to come join my new band? It's together at the music store in Long Beach." And well, yeah, who is it? He told me, and I recognized most of the names. I said, yeah, I'll come listen. And I went and listened, and I kept listening for 50 years. And uh, I don't really write up a set, except certain songs go together. Some of Shelley's
Right.
Blues goes well with Mr. Bojangles, but Old Rivers I'll stick in the middle or towards the end of the show. Old Rivers
Mhm.
is on my new album, The Newsman, or The Mountain Whippoorwill. I'll put in there somewhere, and I try and reflect the early years of the Dirt Band, the middle years, and
Yeah.
not jump around time wise, not do Mr. Bojangles and some later song, 20-year later song. Keep them company with each other, and then get to the Circle Be Unbroken album because
The biggest classic.
that's an important record.
It is.
I That record was a dream of mine. When I started playing banjo at 17, I was listening to Earl Scruggs a lot, you know, and 18, 19, 20 years old, I'd sure like to meet him 21, 22. I'd sure like to record with him. 23, 24. By 20, I joined the Dirt Band. 23, 24. Well, I've got a band now. Maybe I can meet Earl. Maybe he'd record with me. Maybe he'd, no, it's impossible. There's no fax machines then, no
No.
email, no nothing like that. You had to know the manager or the agent or
Yeah.
all that was vague too, you know. There, uh, but in 1965, my brother and I had made our way to Nashville, Tennessee, doing a business trip in a pickup truck for my dad, selling diesel equipment in several different towns where people had bought it and we were delivering. And we didn't tell my father that we were stopping in Nashville to go to the Grand Ole Opry. Nobody, the Grand Ole Opry wasn't even known of really by most people on the West Coast. Some people, I've heard of that, but they didn't. Anyway, Bill and I, Bill and I played music together. He played guitar, I played banjo. We did Jimmy Martin songs and Dillard songs and stuff like that as a duo before the Dirt Band. Anyway, we got to the Grand Ole Opry. Oh, boys, I'm sorry it's sold out. Not a seat in the house. It was Saturday night. Oh, man. Well, you can go around to the north windows, the north side of the building, and the
Yeah.
big windows, and they open them up like this because it's not air conditioned. It wasn't air conditioned in there.
Oh,
And we went around to the north windows, and right when I come around the corner and look in the window, Bill, there's Lester Flatt and Earl Scruggs are on stage right now. They were on stage. I could see them. And Lester goes up to the mic and says, Earl and I want to bring out Mama Maybelle Carter to do the Wildwood Flower. And
wow.
the place exploded. The place exploded. You would have thought Eddie Van Halen was walking on stage with Eric Clapton and Wayne Allman, all the same thing. But it was, and those people I just mentioned didn't exist then, yeah, or whatever.
No, not at all. But
But
for the people that don't get the
yeah,
enormity of that coupling of musicians and people together was enormous.
and and I said to my brother, I got to meet him. I got to record with him someday. Oh well, that'll never happen. Okay, they're done. I guess we can go. And we left.
Yeah.
Now I needed a band. I realized I should have a band. The Dirt Band got together, and I wanted to record "Soldier's Joy" with Earl Scruggs, which was a frailing song, and he would be picking. We had
Hmm.
bass. And 5 years later, 5 years after the Dirt Band got together, 4 years after the Dirt Band got together, we were playing in Nashville at the homecoming for Vanderbilt. Gary
Hmm.
Scruggs, Earl's oldest son, had played Mr. Bojangles for his father. And his dad said, that sounds nice. And then because he had to go, he went to get the single, but it was sold
Yeah.
out. So he got the album instead, and he put on some of Shelley's Blues, which starts with the banjo right up in front. And that sounds nice. And then Gary said, then I put on Randy Lynn Rag, and I hadn't heard it yet. Gary became friends later on in life,
Yeah.
and he told me the story 35 years ago, 40. Anyway, he says, I put on Randy Lynn Rag because that was one of Earl's songs, a hot banjo tune. And I was hoping it was good, and it was. And in the middle of it, Earl looked up at me and said, I want to meet that boy. You know, And anyway, we were playing Vanderbilt month and a half later. They had to get the night off at the Grand Ole Opry. They had, which Earl could do. Earl was Earl Scruggs. And
Yeah, right. Earl is Earl.
yeah, and that night, the end of this November, we played the Opry. Gary brought Earl, Louise, Randy, Stevie, the whole the whole family,
Wow.
and the whole Scruggs family, and they knocked on the dressing room door, and I was playing the banjo out of tune as a joke because my brother was there. And I says, the crew, the students have been talking about they think the Scruggs people are going to be here, that Earl might come. And well, I don't believe it, but here, I'll get ready. And I'm playing really crappy. Knock on the door. I opened the door. It's the whole Scruggs family. And I knew every one of them. And I looked at them and I went, oh shit. And I shut the door. I said, fortunately, they started laughing. I said, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready. I started tuning my banjo. They could hear that. Less than a minute later, I opened it again. Hi, welcome to the dressing room, the finest dressing room at Vanderbilt, the girls' locker room. Yeah, it was the girls' locker room. Anyway, so I met Earl that November, and by the next June, we'd become friends on the phone. And he was playing in Boulder, Colorado with Gary and Randy and Stevie and Vassar Clements. And and I was taking him to the hotel. I'd moved to Evergreen by then. I'm in Evergreen area, Colorado. And I went to see him every night of 5 nights, taking him back to the hotel. It was a dream thing for me, you know.
Right.
And the last night I asked him, Earl, Mr. Scruggs, yes, John, what is it you want? And I was one. I was curious if do you think would you? He's what? What do you want? Would you? Because there's only two answers to a question like that. Yes
Right.
and no. I didn't want to hear no. And would you play on an album with the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band? And he said, I'd be proud to. Woohoo! I called my brother that night. He says, I'm going to get Soldier's Joy recorded with Earl Scruggs and a few other things too. And the next night, Doc Watson was playing the same club. Earl had left town and Doc was there. And I said, well, Doc, we're going to be making an album. It's nice to meet you. And anyway, we're going to be making an album with Earl Scruggs. I want you to be part of it. Well, if Earl's going to be there, I want to pick. And I called my brother. I said, I got Doc. And that's how hard it was. And then he said, I'm going to call Merle Travis on Monday and get him.
Wow.
He called on Monday. Travis always wanted to meet Doc Watson. He'd love to record with Earl Scruggs. We had played with Merle Travis for 10 days, 6 months into our existence. We got together in August and December of that year. We did 10 days at the Ash Grove in Hollywood.
Mhm.
Ash Grove later became known as the Improv and went through a club name change. And so we had a good relationship with Merle Travis, and it started coming together. And it was so easy. Everything. Earl, can you find fiddlers? I found one man. I said, what's his name? Vassar Clements. Well, I didn't know Vassar's name because in those days the albums came out, Bill Monroe, Jim and Jesse,
Okay.
Jimmy Martin. They didn't say who the players were,
Right.
you know. I didn't know that Vassar Clements had played with Bill Monroe, Jim and Jesse, Jimmy Martin, and a bunch of other people. I thought there was like a half a dozen great fiddlers out there, but there was one. And there's a lot of great fiddlers out there, but
Right. But he was hitting quite a circuit though
and
of
and so okay, I said, can he handle it? Master Clemens, can he handle it all, Earl? And Earl said, he'll do. If you know Vassar, you know he
yeah.
did.
He did. He did more than that.
And I said, can we record Soldier's Joy? Sure. Can I use Uncle Dave Macon's banjo? Uncle Dave Macon was the first Grand Ole Opry star, you might say. Uh, Played the banjo and did funny songs. Earl had one of his banjos. That's really a cool thing. So we put together the album. 3 weeks after I asked Earl Scruggs, I told the Dirt Band guys, of the three, one of them was a mandolin player, and I told him earlier on because we were going to be playing bluegrass. And I told Jimmy and Jeff and Jimmy Everson, we're going to go to Nashville and make a record. What? Yeah, it's very special. Bill and I have been working on it. And the guys that we're going to record in Nashville and going to make might be a 2 record set. It ended up being 3 records. You could only get 18 minutes on the side, so
Right.
18, 19 if you're lucky. But and Jeff says, "Who's Jimmy Martin?" Because he didn't know who Jimmy Martin was, and he didn't. I mean, of course, everybody's heard of the Carter family, and
Yep.
we knew Merle Travis from playing that date with them, and but we went to Nashville 8 weeks after I asked Earl Scruggs. It was the first week of June. So the first week of August, we started recording, and we recorded 35 songs in 5 days
Wow.
and finished. There's one of the session sheets starts at 10 in the morning and it goes around till 1 in the morning.
The long studio day.
It recorded 12 songs that day, I think it was. Anyway, it was really good. Jimmy Martin said, "That's the most fun I've ever had in the studio. That was the most fun. That was laid back. That was really good. Everybody." Anyway, Jimmy Martin was really an angel great to work with. Anyway, you ask me some questions. Shut up for a
We've
minute.
got a show coming up.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna, I'm gonna be 80 years old. No, my 80th birthday, December 19th, is at Harkin Hall in Madison, the town where I slept in Earl Scruggs' house when we were rehearsing the Circle album. The town Harkin Hall is right between the Grand Ole Opry and Nashville. You know, it's like a beautiful new room. It's really going to be doing good
Mhm.
business. It's got a huge dressing room and great big stage and room for 500 people. And so
Nice.
I got some guests coming. Bucky Buller, a great fiddle player and singer, and kind of like a Rhonda Vincent type of. Well, I know I don't want to. No, Rhonda Vincent. You know who that is?
I think so, yes.
Well, she's really good. She's
Right.
um, anyway. Justin David, who's about 47 years old, and he sings some of the Dirt Band songs as good as I've heard him sung. Finger picks guitar, and let's see who else. Well, there's going to be several people. Oh, Mike Bubb. Mike Bubb is Nashville's favorite bass player. I've known Mike Bubb since 1976, and I've never
Wow.
heard him make a mistake. I've never heard him make he he's amazing. I'm hoping to hear him make a mistake.
For your birthday, will. That'll be your gift. That's that's
And
insane.
and there'll be some other people. John Carter Cash, Johnny and June's son, is
Hmm.
bringing his wife Anna Christina. We're going to do a couple songs. I'm going to try and do songs that I've recorded with other people, and some that I've done with the Dirt Band. And it'll be it'll be a long night, but not too long because I'm 80 years old. I got to go to sleep. School starts at 7. I should be done by 7:15. And
You know, it's I know, but you know what's funny is I just talked to whenever time I talk to musicians lately, everyone always talks about wanting to do shows earlier, like do some matinee shows, you know, go on at 5, be home by 7, you know, because everyone's so tired at night. It's like, they want to do your shows early now. It's kind of a fun thing, actually,
yeah,
a
I've
lot of
known
things.
more shows are starting at 7 than 8.
Yeah.
They used to start at even 9. But
Does it affect you? The later the day goes, the night goes for you?
pardon?
Does it affect you the later the time goes? Does it take away from your playing?
No, I'm at whatever level I'm at,
Okay.
almost no matter what time it is. And I like it between 5 in the afternoon and 10 o'clock at night.
Okay. That's pretty good. That's good. No, because I know another artist that's a really good guitar player, and he's like, the later it goes, the my quality of playing starts going down. So it's just interesting how everybody's very different and how they can handle the time difference, especially as you get older. I think my time would be 5 to 6 would be my
I'm not,
sweet spot,
yeah,
you know, because 8 or 9 o'clock, you gotta be in your sweatpants and getting ready for bed, chilling out.
that has, I don't know of anybody that's staying out. Now we didn't get in until 2:15 or whatever. That doesn't seem to happen as much anymore. Of course, I'm not around the people that happens with.
Well, you're a very busy guy. Did COVID really throw you off with the lack of touring because you've done so much touring in your life? And, did kind of being grounded kind of
I had to
throw
find
you?
something, I had to find something to do. I went after podcasts and I think I did about 50 podcasts where I would Zoom call someone such as
Mhm.
yourself,
Yeah.
spend an hour or two with them. And they were, they were political or music history or all
Mhm.
kinds of things. It was really interesting. And I was running my XM Sirius XM show at the time. I had a show on Sirius XM for 20 years. I
That's
did
pretty impressive.
I did a monthly show of whatever I wanted. And that took some time. And I couldn't just do that hour long show, set up
Mhm.
my machine and do the hour. So it usually took about 7 hours to knock one out. And I started doing a Facebook Live, and I did 45 Facebook Live shows. And I got a
Wow.
pretty good audience. I was got a was a oh I think I got 14,000, 25,000 on one, and 22,000 on one, and
That's pretty amazing.
it was because it was the only publicity was coming off my Facebook and email and stuff. But I quit doing that. I had an event that got me out of it a year and a half ago. I had a
That's
heart.
pretty impressive.
I had 2 heart attacks.
Oh my God. I'm glad you're okay. I think that was the event. I heard about that, but I know that was the event you were going to talk about. You know,
There was a
that was
special. There was a special on at the hospital, two for
that's
one.
I gotta tell you, I love that. I love your
I'll
jokes.
take the special. Pardon?
I said I love your jokes. All your jokes. I'm a big fan of jokes of that style. So I'm always loving your little
My
jokes between
jokes
your pieces.
often they crack me up.
Yeah. I bet I did. Obviously, the the heart attacks must have really thrown you off and changed your schedule, right? Have you slowed down at all from the heart attacks or no? Did you?
Yes, because of the COVID, the heart
Mhm.
attack, and being solo away from the group. The group is doing their last tour, Nitty Gritty Dirt Band farewell tour, our final tour. Oh, wait a minute, we're doing another 2 months of dates on our final tour. Oh, we've got another month of dates. It's farewell number 3. Okay, go ahead. And
Yeah.
anyway, various reasons, the business is off. Some
Hmm.
clubs have closed. Some places have lost money. I was real lucky this last week. I was in Florida. I made more money than I've made in 2 years, or maybe. Well,
Good.
it was, and it's not. It's just shows that it's working. I sold out Graham Parsons Dairy Down. I sold out the little arena auditorium in Fort Myers, and did about 150 people in Sarasota on Monday. On
That's good.
Monday, and you know, I'm very happy with that.
Well, I
And
mean, touring's changed a lot for people. I mean, those are good numbers. I talk to musicians that are just as established as you, and it's hard. It's a new world.
yes, and to have a show that this guy is doing, and I haven't sung a hit record, I haven't written a hit song. I played a bunch of tinkly music, banjo, guitar, mandolin, fiddle, lap slide, a koto, dulcimer, things that I could thought were useful, and to make it work, it's just I'm grateful. I'm thankful. Thank you very much. That my shows. I'm not grateful that they were $50 a ticket last week. They're 48, 50, and
That's about average for shows, though. That's a fair price for shows nowadays.
well, yeah, but so I can do that. That's amazing. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I'm not Taylor Swift and getting $500 a ticket or whatever. Somebody, it's a different business. She does great, by the way. I'm a big
she
Taylor.
does.
I'm not a fan of her music because I don't know it, but I have followed her career and been admiring her decisions and what she's done.
Yeah, she's worked hard. I agree with you. Same
Like
thing, not a
Bad
fan of her
Bunny.
music, but as a person, she's been a business person.
Bad Bunny cracks me up. He's doing the Super Bowl, and all these people are going, they should get an American. Excuse me, Puerto Rico is part of America.
I know, right?
And my wife is Puerto Rican, and she's an American. Studio here. I have a new album out called The News Band, where I tell 11 stories and put music behind each one, different music. And they're really different stories, each one. And it's, I think, one of my best records. It was a real challenge. I spent 6 years making it. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I would work on it for a while, then I'd go away and, oh, this will be good for that album. Okay. And uh, anyway, prior to that, I put out an album on Chesky Records called Made in Brooklyn. And that was all recorded on one microphone, one very special microphone, $180,000 microphone that picked up everyone. And then during COVID, you mentioned, I also started working on the book, uh, The Life.
Yes,
I don't know if you're familiar with this or not, but this is the
I am. I haven't read it yet, but it's on my book list of.
people really like it, and I'm glad of that. Then I put out another book about the
Oh,
Circle album. This is about the making of the Circle Be Unbroken album with my brother's pictures and inside and a story of each picture, story
oh,
behind
I like that.
each photograph. And there's 105 session photographs, only 40 of which were used on the record. And it took me a good year and a half to write that book, but I had time because it was
COVID.
50 years old. And then I wrote the story of the dirt band leading up to that, and then the story of what went on at the sessions, the rehearsals and the sessions. Jimmy Martin offering, you boys want, we've had a good rehearsal. You want some groundhog? I rolled over a groundhog on the way here today, and I got him cooked up and back. You know,
Oh,
we don't. I don't want any groundhog, Mister. He was kidding us, but he wouldn't. He was
yeah.
on like serious. No, we eat our roadkill around here, and there's a lot of good stories.
I might have to read that first then because I'm a big fan of those kind of stories. So,
My book, The Life I Picked, talks about from the beginning until 2018. Um, the Dirt Band getting together, putting the Circle album together. There's a chapter on Russia. The Nitty Gritty Dirt Band was the first American group to go to the Soviet Union. We did 28 sold out shows for an average of 3,000 people. It was great. It was wonderful.
wow.
It was excruciating. And I got sick for 2 weeks when I came back because the airplane, the Aeroflot plane flying from Moscow to Paris,
Yeah.
it didn't have air circulation.
Oh,
Everybody was smoking. It was, you could not see from the back of the plane to the front. You could only see maybe 3/4 of the way. It was full of smoke. And you're let's see, it wasn't Paris, it was Moscow to DC. That was it. Moscow. It was like a 14-hour flight.
it's a long time.
Yeah.
How
Anyway,
did you get into Russia? Because back then it was very to be the first band in there. How'd they
first
say okay?
American group was they were obligated to bring in an American band by the trade agreements. We brought over the Bolshoi Ballet, a string quartet, a dancer, uh, different things. And now it was their turn. You must
Oh,
bring
okay.
over an American group, an American Democratic group, a band that is not run by a record company or a manager. And they came and looked at several groups, Grateful
Hmm.
Dead, Eagles, Chicago. They settled on the Dirt Band, the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band.
That's interesting. What do you think? Why do you think they decided you? What was what do you think it was? They could relate. They thought that the people
Why
like the
did they
music,
pick us?
or yeah. Why do you think
Chicago,
you?
Chicago was boring. I mean,
Okay.
this is from their viewpoint. Chicago was kind of boring. Same thing.
Yeah.
The Eagles were kind of country
Kind of
music,
boring.
erratic.
Okay.
The Grateful Dead. Are you kidding? The Grateful Dead in Russia?
Yeah.
What are they going to do? It's like
Yeah.
they couldn't. They didn't do a show. They,
Right.
they rambled on, and anyway, we
Well, they
were
wouldn't get over the border anyhow with all the drugs. Without
boy,
that
yeah.
was a show back then.
Uh, I got a call from to come up to his office to talk about our trip to Russia because I'm sending over, and he named off a bunch of people that he's sending. And I went and had this meeting. I says, "You're not going to get clean power. We had to have a voltage transformer flown over.
Yeah.
You're not going to get adequate power. One show we were running on 92 volts, and the mixing board, everything was shoved up to 10. And we only had 22 channels. And you're talking about a mixing board with 42 channels, and you're going to have, it takes electricity to run each thing.
Yeah.
And and besides that, this show, our shows went over really well, and I don't think they're going to. Let me jump ahead. They didn't allow another American group in for 10 years after we played there because it shows went over too well. People were crazy. They were dancing. They were up and out of their seats. They were having a good time. And anyway, he goes, no, I got that all taken care of. I got contracts. Well, with all due respect, you can't sign a contract with a communist country.
Right.
No, we got contracts. Okay, I'm going to go now. I had a 2-hour meeting with them, and I went back to LA. And 3 weeks later, their trip was just yanked.
Oh boy.
We don't know what happened to that trip, but they had trucks in Europe. They had some band people on the way. Anyway, it didn't happen. Jan Winter. No, that was the Rolling Stone guy. Come on, John. What was a famous rock and roll promoter? Bill Graham.
Okay.
You know, so at least I got to meet Bill Graham. We played the Fillmore West one time, opening for Blue Cheer. You know who that was?
Wow. Yeah, I do.
The loudest band ever.
At the time, yeah, they were the
Yeah, a dog walked in front of the PA system and it died. They killed the dog.
oh,
I didn't intend to, but it was so loud.
so loud.
I
Oh,
had a heart attack.
that is insane. That is, it's incredible. I mean, it's so incredible you guys went and did that Russia thing though. It's back then because, you know,
It
looking
was
back in
incredible.
time, it's amazing.
28 cities. I wrote about it in my book, The Life I Picked, a whole chapter called Follow the Red Brick Road. And it was amazing the things that happened. The guy trying to sell me heroin, and the guy offering us cocaine. You want cocaine? You want cocaine? You want marijuana? And of course we didn't want it. But I don't
Oh,
know if you're a KGB guy. Oh, well, it was one guy that was early on. I said, do you see those? Where I was out in Red Square,
yeah.
with Gary Register, my buddy that I take him to shoot pictures. And I say to the guy, I said, do you see the two men over there? Yes, I see them. I'm in much trouble. Much trouble. And he takes out a syringe from his coat pocket and shoves it down his shirt, just to get rid of it. And anyway, they walked over to us and said, "Excuse very much, Russia police." And they talk to the guy and they walk him away,
Oh,
and never to be seen again,
see it
probably.
again. Oh, it's a
Anyway,
good thing you said. It's a good thing you said clean because you imagine you'd probably still be there or in jail right now. You
well,
never. Those rules are pretty strict over there. But you got over there at a good time though. You know, nowadays it's a little hairier for international travel. You
it
know,
is, it is, like they say, it is what it is. But yeah,
I saw your video, the last video
well,
you did.
they made Bones records then. It was so hard to get in. To get music.
Really?
When we were there wasn't any Nitty Gritty Dirt Band music. There wasn't any
Mhm.
Eagles or anything less than 10 years old. I signed a Temptations album and an Aretha Franklin album, and they were old and they had been smuggled in. But the guy told me that sometimes when we sometimes we make a Bones record. Well, what's a Bones record? Well, say a man had to go to London and he tells the KGB he's going to get X-ray because we don't have X-ray here, and he goes to the X-ray place and he gets the film, the celluloid film.
Yeah.
It gets the X-ray taken on it. Then he goes and takes that celluloid and records a record in it, like those old giveaway records you used to get,
Oh, like the floppy ones? Yeah.
yeah, in a magazine. And he records the album. And so, but KGB, they easy to fool. And he comes back through border, and what is in package? Is my X-ray? They take it out, they look at it, they see a bunch of bones, they go, X-ray.
Oh,
And
that's
then
brilliant.
he takes
That's
it to
actually
he takes it to his friend's house who will have two or three record players tape machines set up to record it to, because you could only play it maybe twice, and it
Yeah.
would deteriorate. But just hearing about that stuff, talking to me and Gary went out to a family's home outside of Leningrad, 25 miles. Our travel limit was 10 miles, not
Yeah.
to go more than 10 miles. We went 25.
Oh,
With, you know, and in that house, there was at least 15 people in this living room, and two other families lived in the house that they didn't really know, but it was a big house. But that's the way it is there. But they were having people over, and they had me telling stories about 7-Eleven. It's a store. It's open all night. You can get milk anytime. Milk anytime. It's not propaganda. There's no. Because you could only get milk for 2 hours a day in Leningrad
oh wow.
in the stores. The dairy aisle had a turnstile on it with a line that went out the door. They'd let 10 people in, then let 10 more in, let 10 more in. And after about an hour, all the dairy would be gone. And there's still 50 people in the line at any given store that sold groceries. And anyway, so I told them about things in America. And we had to leave, and we couldn't leave until we sang "This Land Is Your Land," and they knew all the words to maybe two or three verses. I knew one verse. It's like it was
That's
crazy.
amazing.
This was 3 in the morning. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to New York Island, and they just it was great.
That is amazing. I think that, yeah, I heard that everything so imagine after your shows, they probably bootlegged you guys and recorded a lot of your shows when you were there. So once you left, there's probably a lot of cassettes and of your
No idea.
music.
No idea. I did a TV show in Tbilisi. Uh, I taught a folk orchestra, Old Joe Clark, to dun 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 dun, so we could all play it together, and their folk dancers could dance to it, and it's videotaped. We're at a TV station. They videotape it. I tell the translator the next day, can you call the TV station and see if we can get a copy of that tape? They called the next day. The TV station says, no, very sorry, we had to erase tape. We had another show. They only had one reel of tape
Oh,
at the TV station. They would use it over and over and over and over.
oh
Weird.
my God.
Yeah.
That's
And that was the Russia experience was really, really a good one.
something life-changing, give you appreciation for everything. Um, that's just incredible. I want people to check out your new stuff. I do like your album. You have a video of you doing it's like a spoken word, the newest album you're talking about. You got a video for it. I like that. It was really good. I like the way you tell these stories and the wording you use, the
Thank you.
phrasing. Um, it feels like hearing people tell stories nowadays isn't the same. And
That
and
what?
I heard yours. When people tell stories nowadays, they don't emphasize things. They're not the same. It's very generic. I mean, online, people don't even spell properly anymore. So hearing your
Can't read.
stories
They can't read.
spoken, no, but the way you did it and the storytelling was dramatic and the examples, it's very visual listening to you. It's very nice to you can paint a picture in your mind, and that's a good narrator.
Well, thank you. Have you heard any of my album, The Newsman?
No, the new one, right? Yes.
The new one, The Newsman.
Yes.
It's got the stories on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I liked it a lot.
Oh, good.
I want to encourage people to check it out. It's definitely special because just nothing like that nowadays.
Yeah. And
And it's awesome. I mean,
there
and then
used to be, there used
it's
to be,
what? Oh
used
yeah,
to
yeah,
be
used to be.
talking blues songs like, you know, Charlie Daniels, Double Went Down to Georgia. All kinds of songs were talking blues had a Hank Williams Sr. did it.
These are all cassettes that were with my dad's truck with your music. Charlie Daniels, Hank Williams, your band all together in the cassettes in his truck.
Nice.
Because that was what it was, a storytelling music. It was good music that just held up for time.
The stories held up and the music supported them of different types.
It does. Um, John, I want to thank you for coming on the show. I appreciate it.
Well, like I
Thank you
said
for the time.
like I said to my mom, thanks for having me.
I thank you though. I really appreciate it. I've really enjoyed your music for many years, and I hope more people are exposed to it, can appreciate it. And happy early birthday.
Thank you. And you can check out my website, which is
Yep.
johnmckeuen.net, johnmckeuen.net. And you can buy things there that are autographed and I send them to you. And I hope I have to go resupply them pretty soon because of your website.
Hopefully I'll see you again. Hope I'll see you on tour. You have a good night. I'll send this to you when it's done, okay?
Thank you. December 5th, December 19th, Harkin Hall. Send some people there.
And it's his birthday, so bring him a gift or a gift card.
See you later.